Welcome back to Good Morning Marketers. Today we are here with graphic designer Lauren as she gives us insights for designing for the web. Hey Lauren, thanks for joining us today. When designing a site, where do you begin? How do you translate your offline brand online?
Well, good design is good design, whether it's for print or web. Really staying true to your logo and then expanding upon that look. Generally, you're going to need more colors than 2 for your website for things like links and the navigation and background. So it's important to choose colors that are complementary and really just figuring out what your goals are for your website.
So where do you get your inspiration?
Really, inspiration can be found anywhere. Designers generally look in books, design magazines, and then at other websites. Even if it's not in the same industry that you're designing for, you can find things like an interesting navigation or a cool background that you want to replicate in the site that you're designing.
So are there any big differences between designing for print and designing for the web?
Well, the main difference between print and web is that when you design a print piece, it's designed, printed, and then it's distributed. There's really no changing with it. With the web, it's an ever-evolving entity. You can go in and easily change things. There's a lot more interaction and give and take with it. But the most important thing about a website is that it functions well. No matter how pretty it is, it's really just got to function for the visitor.
So how do you create a well-designed site that's easy to navigate?
Well, a big part of it is knowing your audience and getting a really solid foundation with a strong sitemap is also an important part for an easy to navigate website. The rule of 3 clicks is something that we really like to follow, where you can get to any piece of information on the website without clicking the mouse more than 3 times.
So you mentioned that you have to know your audience. How does that apply to a web design?
Well, say you're designing for an older demographic. You're going to want to use fonts that are a little larger than you would normally use, and you're going to want to have high contrast background to typography.
The web is changing all the time. How have things changed since you've started being a designer?
I think design is a lot like fashion. There are trends that come and go, and I've seen a lot of those happen over the years. Also, designers have to take into consideration a lot of user-generated content now, and also design for video and mobile and incorporating things like social media into website designs.
You mentioned social media, which is, of course, becoming a big trend these days. So how can you carry your design over to other online networks such as Twitter and your blog?
Well, my biggest tip is to stay true to your brand. Use the same consistent colors, textures, backgrounds, imagery across any platform. And also using the same voice on every platform too. Having that consistency will really help people to relate each platform to the next.
Thanks, Lauren. These tips are really helpful. To learn more about design or other marketing tips, join us on our blog at chatter.thundertech.com or follow us on Twitter at ThunderTech.
Wait, I need to see what I'm saying.
We're rolling.
Oh.
A giant moving speck on the window.
Maybe it's an airplane with a banner. Never mind. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
You can do it again.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I don't know what I said.
This is the last question. It's like the end is in sight.
Eyes on the prize, Lauren.
Eyes on the prize.